Masechet Avodah Zarah Daf Nun He Amud Aleph, 3 lines from the bottom. Lochin gat be'auta min ha'oved kochavim. So when they used to crush grapes in the wine press, there used to be different components of that wine press. Part of it would be the part where they would step on or crush the grapes on top. There would be a deep incline, a ramp of the juice flowing downward into a strainer. From the strainer would go, the juice itself would go into like a large vat. So we're allowed to buy the contents of that wine press from a goy, even though sometimes he'll take some of that crushed grapes from being crushed on that top level, he'll take it with his hand and put it on the mound to dry out. So therefore, similarly, it should be touching grape juice that should be yain nesach, but still it's mutar. Ve'ena oseh yain nesach ad shired labor. It does not become yain nesach until it reaches that last vat. That's when it's considered wine. Yarad lebor, if the wine, once the wine gets in there, mash babor asur, that's everything inside is asur for nesech, v'hasha'ar mutar, but anything above is mutar. Alright, so being that it's yain nesech, you can't get benefit. However, dorchim ma'aved kochabim begat, you could help the goy crush the grapes with him. You can assist him because it's not yet yain nesech yet. Avalo bosrinimo, but you can't harvest the grapes because harvesting the grapes in Eretz Israel is in essence helping him take Eretz Israel grapes and making it into tameh. Next halacha. Israel shehu oseh betumah, if a Jew is processing wine while he's tameh, lo derechim v'lo bosrinimo, you can't crush the grapes or harvest the grapes with him because you're helping him increase tumah. Aval molichin imo havit legar, you could transport the barrels of wine for him because yes, you're assisting him, but you're not directly making it tameh. You also carry the barrels away. It's already tameh, you're not doing anything different. Nachtom, a baker. Shehu said b'tumah, he's kneading the dough while he's tameh. Lo lashin v'lo orchin imo, you can't knead it or help him shape the dough. Aval molichin imo part, but you can help him bring the dough to get baked in the ovens because the deed is done, it's already tameh. So you can't cause things to become tameh. You can deal with them after the tameh, as long as you're not causing them directly. Okay. Marav Huna. Yain kevan she'etchil himashech oseh yain nesach. Once the wine begins to freely flow, that's when it becomes nesach. And that's the question of Rav Huna. Then our Mishnah says, "Lafin gepiayuta sheben avnei chavim aflishin until the yedavon tupoah." We see that it's flowing freely to the basin on that incline and that ram. But it doesn't become tameh yet. The Gemara says, "Rav Huna begat pikukam." The other time a case where the wine is plugged. It's the wine press is plugged. It's full because it's full because let's say there's full of crushed grapes. The drain is blocked, so it's not flowing freely anymore. Tashma, another question. The ena will say the board. It doesn't become yain until it goes into that last vat on the bottom. Doesn't make a difference. Someone says, okay, it's true. That case is also not a plugged and full drain, and therefore it's not free flowing. Gemara says Tashma, but another question. Out of the board, if the wine goes into that vat, mash asur inside the sword, mash mutar, everything else is mutar. So it can't go in unless it's draining freely. So you can't tell me it's plugged. So even if it's flowing freely, it's not nezeh until it's inside the basin. Question against Rav Huna. Rav Huna says, you know what? Lakash is not a sira. Kan when our Mishnah, the Mishnah is when it taught it the first time. Kan the Mishnah, when my halacha is the final teaching after we retracted. The Tana says, Barishna, initially when we went halachot, Hayu Amrim Badad, we had 3 halachot that we called Badad because Bed Dalad. The first one, in Bosrin, Ima Orchim Vegat, you can't harvest the grapes with a goy. Shashud Gun Tumah of Israel because you should not increase Tumah of Cholin in Israel. Right, it's non Hekdesh item, but you're still increasing Tumah. That's number one. Number two, you should not help a Jew uh, crush grapes while he's tameh. You can't help someone make something tameh. But you can help crush the grapes for a goy. Right, so the first one was harvesting. The second one is the last one is you can help. You can help crush the grapes. One second. You're not worried about Ravuna, and it's not a question. And according to this way, you're not worried about Ravuna that once it's flowing, it's asur. However, the second time we learned The Hazru Lomar, afterward they said to say the following: In the Rechinim Avchem Begat, you can't crush the grapes of the goy. Mishum de Rav Huna, because of Rav Huna. Rav Huna says that it's flowing, it's asur. When it says and but you can't harvest grapes for the with a Jew while he's tameh. You can't can't crush them. Can't harvest, can't crush. But you can harvest the grapes with a goy for a wine press. Because you're allowed to cause tuma to cholin of Eretz Israel it's mutar to cause cholin of Eretz Israel. Alright, it's not hekdesh, it's okay. So we see from this second version, if you will, that you can't crush the grapes with the goy. You can't harvest the grapes with the goy, and the only thing different is that you're allowed to cause tum'ah of cholin of non-hekdesh items on Eretz Israel. Okay, so Rav Huna says that it's not a question against me. It's the new version. I'm the new version. I'm 2.0. Okay, next part of Mishnah. The eno say yain esechad the board of wine does not become inesa until it goes into that vat on the bottom, seemingly fully processed. The Gemara says, well, hold up. But Mishnah says, yain mi kafe. Wine is considered wine in halachot terumat, b'chayav terumah and maaser, when the sediments rise to the top, right? The extra peels, whatever got through the straining, everything settles. It goes to the top. That's when it's considered wine. That's when it's considered done. Seemingly, not before. Our Mishnah sounds like it's wine. It could be gone the second it drips into that last vat before it goes up the sediments. Gemara says Marava, Lakasha Nasira Harabe Akiva Rabbanat Machoket. It's denying now, but it says Yain Shmishar the board of wine when it goes into the vat. Rabbi Akiva says Mikshei Kafe. Hamim held only when it goes to the vat is chayav. Rabbi Akiva says chayav only when the sediments go up. If I ask the question, Kiput the board, does Rabbi Akiva say that the floating stuff to the top is that referring to the surface of the vat or kiput b'dahavir or after the vat? It's in the barrel already. And that's the next level, next step. That's my bring proof. That Mishnah says, "Yaim mishe kafe yechayav in teruma when the stuff floats to the top. Af pishe kifen even if it floated, kolat min nagat leninam in you can still collect wine from the upper part of the wine press. Yani you could collect stuff from the part of the crushing part where it's dripping down, and from the drain pipe, and drink it without maaser. Shemamina kipui the important not be the floating of the that is what makes it chayav sirmat. Shemamina bringing the proof, right? So basically, you see from here that if the wine does not become tamed, does not become chayav in wine regarding tuma in the second step of the barrel, but in the initial vat, that's when it becomes chayav.